plastic on the door. And then we'll run paper around the edge. I'll show you how to do these so this still functions and it's protected. The best way to do these is just to bend right down to it. And if you twist this under, you can make a pretty good straight edge. Because nobody ever touched your plastic just perfect. So the trick is to kind of get it where you need it. Too good, guys. And when you want to take the slop out of this, take it out up here. That should be fine. Seal this plastic. Should just move it over a little bit. Doing that shit anyway. But it's gonna go right in. Really turn your tape down. Tuck it up in there. Come back in, do the same thing, pull it under. Swap tape it down. Basically what I'm doing is cover this up, but I'm gonna have a piece of 6-inch tape on here too, but the tape's not gonna move, the door is. Even though they're not using this door, we are. That worked out pretty good. Inside, buddy. I'm doing, it's cutting it, so it's still got that flap right there. I just changed this one. So pick up the difference. And bring it down on top of these. Make sense? And I don't want to mess with the block. Don't tape it under, because all you're gonna do is catch this bit. But this way here, even if the plastic flips underneath of it, that's fine, because I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna have a piece of 6-inch paper running up this high. We need to paint this with a sprayer. So I'm only worried about spraying this piece. I'm not worried about spraying all this metal. And just like that, just like the metal stuff up at the top, like this, take something like this. You want to use the tape part on the last piece, that way you tapes yourself down as you're wrapping it. And you want to do the same thing right here. And if you need to, you can do this too. You just fold it. See how that works out? So I tucked it clear up to that knuckle. And I put it under here. And you take this. Tape this top knuckle down. And tape this bottom knuckle down. See how it's don't move? Oh yeah, it's a professional, can't talk with these stupid teeth in. Professional grade. And if you guys didn't notice that, I had to have my teeth replaced, and it's hard to talk. But I am getting better with it. And this right here, I'm gonna go across the back side of this. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm gonna take the piece that's coming out this way and I'm gonna cut it with a knife right here. And then I'm gonna cover this up. But I'm gonna take it up here and tape it down. I don't care if this up here gets sprayed, as long as this right here don't, and the front don't. But normally I would actually wrap it back here. I would take a piece of tape and take it behind the knuckle, and I would run like 3 pieces of tape across it, and then tape the tape paper down with it. But it's full of grease and grime, and paint won't stick to it anyway. Tape won't even stick to it. So, but normally we get in there, we clean it out, and seal it up. But what I'm doing is I'm watching this line, because if it goes like this, I'll notice it, and that means the tape's going to ride up on this right here. And I don't want it to do that. But what I do want it to do is pull around here like this, and then I'll tape it down. And then I'll bring this side around and tape it down. Then I'm going to take my handy dandy knife, and I'm going to do it right here. Now I'm good about right here. And then I'm gonna pull it up through there like that. Good tape. And then I'm gonna basically wrap it like a Christmas present. That's really all you do. It's just like wrapping something with a Christmas present. But it's a little different when it's got to be functional. That means you gotta seal something up, but yet it still moves, and it's a lot harder to do that. And just like this, I'm gonna stick it right here. And I'm not gonna stuff it in there because I want this to slide back. I want the tape to slide. If I tape something off, and if I just tape it like this, you see how this piece ain't touching nothing, and this piece ain't touching nothing? What I want to do, and this is any taping, I don't care what you tape, you got to follow the wood. That means stuff it up under here like this, stuff it up under here like this, and then you go right here. And just before you get up here to the top, make sure that it ain't touching nothing. That's why you always use a taper. You hold his tape out, because you don't want it to stick to nothing yet. And then you want to take it and you want to stuff it in that groove like that. And then you want to take it around. And if you want to take it to the top like that, and then you take it straight across the top of the window, you take it up the wall. Just like down here. I want to take it down here and down. That's how you tape something off. And then when I caulk that, it'll leave a straight line and it won't bleed. The caulking won't let it bleed. But you gotta wipe it with caulking and just get the film with the caulking in there. And you'd have a straight line right there. And then when you pull it, that's why I said you gotta understand what tools you're using. What's tape do? It's just like when you tape a car or you tape cabinets off. It's all the same. But cabinets is a lot more high-end work, like you gotta be really, like, you gotta pay attention to what you're doing. Then, but I'm just saying, like, when you pull it, what you're doing is you're cutting that edge, you're letting that edge cut through the caulking and through the tape as you're pulling it. And then it would leave a straight line. Just like when I'm doing my windows and this door here, I'm gonna backfill this. And then when I pull that tape, it's gonna have a straight line, and it's gonna fix the crack in between the door jamb and the wood. But same thing here, I'm gonna stuff it back in there, and I want it to go back as far as it goes. You can dip her here too, like stick your tape like that, and then stuff it back. You can't get your fingers in there, is why I'm saying use your knife. What it is, I wrap that edge right there. And I just want it to touch the paper, because once it sticks to the paper, it's stuck. And put that on there for a little extra support. And it don't matter what you tape to, as long as you're taping the paper, you're good. What you don't want to do is tape this. If you don't want your tape to go from your paper to your trim, because then when you paint that, it's gonna paint that. Then when you pull that, you're gonna have a piece of raw wood sitting there underneath of it. But right here, just tear it off. Stick a piece of tape on it. Then I'm gonna fold it. Got right here. If you notice, I'm gonna use it in little chunks. Trust me, when you tape something, when you use a lot of tape over the years, you realize how much you need in certain areas. And you want this hinge to swing freely. This is my first piece that I'm going to do this with. But if you notice, I'm putting it right on this pole. I'm stuffing it right up against this hinge in here. And then I'm going to tape it down. That's going to give me my first piece of tape to tape to. And then I'm going to do the front the same way. So what that's going to do is give me a nice little seal right there. Then I'm going to stuff this one in there too. Next I'm taking it behind it. And then we'll run another one this way. And I'll show you why as soon as I do this, it'll all make sense. twister here, just take one side down, just like a Christmas present. That locks your corners down. Cause what you don't wanna do is take something off and it be like this and paint get behind here and spray whatever you're trying to protect. That's the whole point of this. Any angle I spray this at, it's gonna protect what I want it to. And then I'm gonna take this piece and I'm gonna stick it right here. And then I'm gonna run it this way. I'm gonna run it long ways. And if you notice, I'm following that edge. I want the tape to go right along with it. Go around the knuckle, or go around the bolt, go around that knuckle, and then flatten out. And I'm gonna take this, and I'm just gonna twist it up over it. And I'll take a nice little 5-1 or something. Double check all your edges, make sure they're down, because when we do this next step, if you got any tape sticking up, like if you got any tape sticking up like this and you got another sticky piece of tape and you hit that, you're gonna have fun getting it apart. With this here, I'm gonna do the same thing I did up here, but backwards. I'm gonna step it up in that knuckle. I'm gonna tape this edge down first. Then I'm gonna take all the play out of it. Then I'm gonna stuff this down. And when you do this, you'll see what I'm saying. It'll make total sense to you, especially if you can see it. It makes a little more sense. I can't do, I need to get a little better camera, focus in a little better. Because a lot of this stuff that I do is, you gotta see it to understand it. I can't, like, it's hard to show you how to do something without getting up close and showing you. Then you want to do the same thing in the front. You want to take a piece right here and tape this side down, tape this side down, and then roll this piece under, and then roll this one, because this is, even though this piece here's sticking to the tape, this piece here ain't. And then you're gonna flip this under. Now that's sealed, just like this. There's a piece of tape under this knuckle, it's going under this knuckle. And then this piece of tape here is going over top of that. So as long as I'm spraying, it's gonna go this way and not really mess with nothing. And it's always to tape these butt joints together. It's always a good thing to tape these up. Same thing with this. You want to tape this off. What you want to do is you want to get this. You're really only worried about this knuckle right here and this edge right here. What you're doing is just putting a piece of tape real close to it. And now I'm gonna run a piece of paper on this, and it's gonna hang out over here. But it's still gonna let that door move freely. Just remember, when you do this, don't pull it tight, because you don't want it to stick. So that works. Now I'm gonna put tape paper right here, and I'll probably use this to hold the top tight, because I'm gonna leave it hang. I'm gonna show you how to tape this to where you don't. Normally, if I tape this, I'll run my tape paper across here, and then I'll take my tape, and then I'll stick it down here. It's called basically like a tie. Or a spot tape. We always call it a spot tape. And if you drop your taper, you're gonna miss. One thing I am gonna do, I'm gonna run this piece right here first. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run one piece. So I'm gonna get it to where it's touching the floor, and then look at that. And I'm gonna somewhat measure it. Crap. I wanted it just a little bit long. I know what. I'm gonna get the difference at the top. Because I wanted you to see this. Take it down. Remember what I was saying? Don't tape it from here to here, because 9 times out of 10 that's what people do when they put their finger in it. Use this, and you get that nice little 45 right there. Then pull it out. See what I mean? Down, and then pull it out. The reason why I wanted to do this because I'm going to take this, and you got to think, whenever you run tape and paper, your tape and papers meet right here. So what you want to do is you want to go just a little bit past your tape and get up here, and then lay this down. See what I mean? Now, as long as you don't step on that, you're good. But this is gonna get painted tomorrow, so hopefully no one's that ignorant. Start my tape right here. And when I grab this piece, I'm gonna bring it out. See how I did that? And I just taped it here and here. It's not touching right there. It should be, but I cut it just a hair too short. Pressure on it to get it good and tape down. But like I said, this thing's just gonna flap. That's what you want. So when the spur hits it, it's gonna set the tape in place. where it actually folds this way, and keeps everything off of all of this. And I'm gonna finish running that tape paper around, and I should be able to spray around this and be just fine. It's not 100% dummy proof, but it's pretty close. Just an FYI, the better you take this piece down here on the ground, you take it down to the rosin, the better you take this piece up, the better it holds this. This I'll run tape right up to the bottom of this, and it'll kind of like put pressure on it. But like I said, it's made to be pulled off as soon as I'm done. The paint will still be wet when we pull it off. This right here is basically what we call our contact points, is the top and bottom. Now if we have to, and just before we shoot this, say this is starting to flop around a little too much and we're going to be scared that it might flip over, which is why I'm showing you how to do this. But if it does just happen to flip over and stick in your wet paint, you can always take a piece of take a piece of tape, stick it on there, and then tape it down to the wall to hold it. Just don't smash the crap out of it so it sticks in the paper and the plastic real good. But that's what it's called, spot tape. You put a piece of spot tape in there, tie it down with a piece of spot tape. That's the other top, I guess, I don't know. That's what I always call it. But anyway. Back to business. I think I'm gonna paint this place in 3 days by myself. I think it's insane. I think it really is. But what I'm doing is I'm going to go from this pump over to this. And I want to get it right here as best as possible. I like to get it right here if I can, just to give it more strength. Because like I said, this stuff's all going to hold itself down. And I'm going to take it in behind this pump. And what I want to do is get it as close as this as I can. And then I'll bring this over here. If you notice, this is how you drive your tape. You roll your thumb a little bit, take the tension out of it, and then you drive it. What I'm doing is I'm watching the depth of how far up and down it is. Because if you put that paper on an angle, like if you tape it right here, then you push this piece up and tape it down, it's going to be on an angle like this, and it's going to be real funny to tape. So the straighter your tape paper is, the better off it is. If you notice the wrinkles and stuff in here, it's mainly because where the paper and the taper ain't connecting right, and either the paper is dragging too much and you're giving it too much juice to pull it out, and the tape's trying to keep up with it, which most likely is the tape being too sticky coming off the roll, and it's like holding it, it's like, when the paper comes off real easy, the tape don't, and it kind of, it'll like finagle the paper as it's coming out, and it sucks because once it goes down through the taper, and it comes up, or is off the blade, like, that's how the tape seats through the paper. So you'll get pieces of paper, like, it'll have bumps in it, or it'll sway. So when you're driving it, you want to watch for that. But the straighter it is, the better it is to tape stuff up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out just past this. So I'm going to stick it to this, and then I'm going to push it down. So I stuck it to that, and then I'll push it down. And what I'm going to do is take this, and then I'm going to wrap this under. I'm not going to roll it. I'm just going to take this tip, put it under there. It's going to get it out of the way. And then this piece right here, I'm going to take this piece of tape, and then I'm going to run it this way and then this way. And what that's going to do is it's going to seal this spot right here. So now I can take another piece of tape paper and run it from here over. You want to put it on the bottom of that pump. So I'm putting it on the bottom of the pump. And keeping it back at the edge of the pump. Like this is the back of the pump right there. So I'm just right here. And then make a cut right here. I'm going to roll this piece out there. These arms are a little bit shorter, you can't really do it that way. So what I'm doing is I'm just basically taking it from the bottom of this piece of metal. That piece of metal is running across there. I'm running it this way and then up and around. Because if you notice, when normally these doors pull in on the other way, so it's a lot easier to enable that paper. But this right here, the pump's actually going that way, so all the paper, everything that's in this way is going to be hit. So what I might do, put a relief cut right there. This is all trial by error. got this piece under here. Do the same thing, you bolt right under it. There we go. Professional. Oh yeah. Then I had to pull this tie off. So I'm gonna put it back on here. Really what I'm worried about is coming up this, hitting this spot right here. So right now, it's pretty much protected. I guess there's a little square up there, it ain't. But it's going on 7 o'clock, I'm about to head out. I don't know, maybe I'll mess with it tomorrow. These things are, you gotta work with whatever you got. But now when we go to paint it, I'll pull this down, tape this piece right here. That way I can run it. I'll run my sprayer up, then over. That's really all I'm worried about, just protecting it so when I spray it. And if I have to, I'll stop right here and get a brush and brush that whole piece in right there. Or I might just brush the whole dang thing and we'll call it a day. But, love you. I hope I gave you some insight on taping, because taping is it's different. A lot of people think you just get a piece of tape paper and just start going to town. You really gotta understand what you're doing, and protecting for spraying is just, like, if you notice what we do in these windows is we put the plastic down. We put the plastic down first, and then we run that edge, and then we tie them down. So when we spray it, it doesn't flap all over the place. But it's also to protect it from this way because the walls are going to get sprayed and back rolled. I don't know why he thinks it's so much faster, but I don't know. all he's doing is spreading the paint by, like, he's using the spread to spread the paint. It doesn't make any sense to spray it and throw it. All it does is cut out your dipping so much faster. But yeah, all this stuff in here, he gave me 2 days to do it. Love you.